yeah, that looks pretty good. Next thing I did, next thing I did is added Vignette. You can actually create your own Vignette very easily by using a black solid and making a mask. But you can get these toolkits here by the Creative Dojo. Yeah, and he is a very, very like awesome person. Like, he's really cool. He helped me a lot to make these things. He actually I actually found out how to make these OBJ models and using the like form with OBJ models through him from one of his tutorials. And yeah, it's really cool. He's very useful. He does a lot of good things that help me a lot. These toolkits are all free, by the way. These are just all scripts, really. They're all free, and so you can easily download them yourself. Now let's get into the vignette. Now we don't need a very extreme vignette. We just need a very subtle vignette, which is let's increase that by 800. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks good. Next thing I did is add a blur vignette. So it's another vignette, but it's just gonna add a blur. Now I would usually use fast blur, just standard fast blur. But camera lens blur actually makes it look a bit better because it actually has the more real blur over like a camera. Camera lens blur. There we go. Now we're just going to increase this by 25. And now we're going to grab a mask, get the ellipse tool, and double click that, and I'll create a mask around it. Now, go to your mask and do subtract, and that will make you able to do this, which is just the feather, which will just smooth out and spread out the actual blur vignette, and as you can see, it actually adds that. Alright, next thing I did is I created a new solid, just called it particles. Also, I'm going to use Trapcode form again for this, but I'm going to use it for a different purpose. Where? There you are. Now, what this will do, we'll just add extra atmospheric particles. So we're going to do 3,000 by 3,000. Make sure it's really large, the actual base, like the actual size. And just decrease this to 1 because we don't need that Z particles. Now we'll go to particle, decrease that, possibly increase this to 2, do size random of about 100, and instead of instead of going to factor field and increasing the displacement, you go to disperse and increase that a large amount. So we're going to increase that 1,000, maybe 2,000. There we go. So we're going to create some atmospheric particles. But to make it look more fitting with the actual liquid form stuff, I'm going to copy the camera and paste it here. And I'll create a depth of field. It's going to increase the amount to 100. 200 maybe. Now it's good to have a large amount of particles just to get that look. So now it looks like it just has more atmosphere. Let's increase that back to 1. One and a half maybe. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. Now with my original piece, Hearts and Souls, you got these purple look, and also these like cinematic looking stuff. We'll do that later, but first off, we're going to worry about these like pink and purple looking things. Now, I wouldn't recommend using where is it? I wouldn't recommend using like any like I wouldn't recommend using any like still footage. I would recommend using actual like just duplicating it and making a different like form layer and do a different look, like different like way of how it looks and stuff. Like you can just drag that across and it will get a different look. So you see here, and you can actually like change the colors and put it behind it, and just it'll just make it like an evolving looking. I'll just make it evolve, you know. Now let's increase. Put this to add. Now I don't quite remember. All right. All right. Now just decrease the actual scale of the chalk explosion. And you can find these chalks like footage stuff like anywhere on Google and such. Then what I did to make it make it mirror itself. I just created a mask like this, and just like, oh god, slow. All right, I was gonna solve that for a moment. I just created a mask. Just put it in the center. Just make it more symmetrical. There we go. I'll just increase the feather to 50, maybe 100. Yep, and then duplicate it, and then flip it horizontally. Or you can go to scale and just do the -100 like I did with the form, but this is a little bit better. Alright, there we go. So now it looks symmetrical. So there's like a mirroring and such. And unsolo that. And there we go. It looks like that now. Speaking of which, let's actually put some color correction into it. Add some contrast. There we go. So, but what I did with you don't have to worry about adding CC Factor Blur, but what I did was adding CC Factor Blur to actually fit in a bit more with the actual liquid look with the form. You don't actually have to add too much of it. It's just a little bit, just to make it fit in a little bit better. There we go. So that's it just adds a bit of like just smooths it out and stuff. After that, I added some extra textures on top of it to overlays. I just found these through Google, especially I think this one in particular. Yes, it is. This one is just like a film, like scratches and grunge looking thing. We just decrease the scale. All right. So we've done that. Let's make sure that's easy. Okay, it's good to decrease the actual opacity of this, because it's going to interfere with everything else very easily. Alright, I forgot to unsolo that. Now it just adds that extra bit of grunge. You can actually duplicate it, scale, unlink that. Now that button in particular is just unlinking. Just make it so you're able to do your own scaling and don't have to make it look like weird sort of shit. Yeah. Alright. Let's add a bit of contrast into this texture. Yeah, it looks good. Let's see here. And there we go. There we go, that looks better. Alright. Also, to make sure that the whole banding is all fixed up and makes it more cinematic, is add grain. And this is like through the toolkit. This is like a preset, but it just adds a slight subtle grain to make it look a bit nicer in a way. Also, to make it more like cinematic, I actually added a film texture, which is like an old film texture. As you can see. Alright, so it's pretty much more grain and also some scratches and dust from like old films, like in projections and shit. And a bit of color correction, a little bit of contrast, not too much, because we all want that grain that's in the actual texture a little bit. Now add this to, and actually, change the transfer mode to this to screen, makes it not so bright. And there we go. Now it's a little intense, I know. What's it doing? What's doing that? Alright. It's probably this. Yeah, it is. Alright, okay. Let's just increase the contrast a little bit more, because that's a little intense. Well, this look may not be your taste, but this in particular look is like what I like. We all have our individual styles. You can play around with it. This is just showing you how to create something somewhat what you like, what I've done in my pieces, Hearts and Souls. All right, so after that, you're pretty much done. It's very easy, time consuming though. But you can actually make it look good, depending on what you have in your mind and it's just what makes it time consuming. It's just to gain the right look that you want personally. Anyway, I hope this is helped you at all. Hope you like it, and yeah.